good friend with us here, Mr. Jean Ward. What's going on there, Jean? How you been?
I'm very, very well. Thanks for asking, Chris.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I think you said it was like 7 months. My God.
Close to 7 or 8 months since the last one, Chris.
Oh my God. It's
Yep.
between. Let me see. Let me just do an audio check. Make sure we're working. Okay, so we are good. We do have a lag about 20 seconds, roughly. So yeah, we're doing well here. You're looking good, Jean, as always. And like I said, it's been like a while. Last Friday, tried to get on. It didn't work out too well. And this time here, was almost the same way. But we prevailed and got through it. So.
We certainly did. We certainly did. Chris, I see a funny grey block.
Yeah, I see that too. I'm not sure. Let me just move that.
You also see it there.
Yeah, well, that wasn't supposed to do that.
That's NASA censoring something again.
Yeah, you know how that goes. There it goes. We'll get that out. We'll get that out of the way.
TR3B.
That's what it is. They're trying to cover that up.
Hey, I see plenty of our friends in the chat.
Oh yeah. You know a lot of these people, of course.
It's good to be back.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Make sure our audio is good here. Put that down here. Oh yeah. I don't know about you, it's been a long day for me, and it's been crazy, so I'm like totally ragged out, which is awesome. But yeah, you've done a lot of cool videos here. We're probably going to repeat this because you've been this, and everybody's not jumped on here yet. But for those who are not familiar with Mr. Jean Ward, he does, and it goes by the way, his channel goes by the same name. Check out his work. Plug time. So he does everything that's, what do you think? 99% of the time is satellite views? You mean you do a little extra different work too? But yeah, show some phenomenal things. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually show you guys a quick UFO video. This is wild because I've never seen anything like this, and it's right in front of this guy's camera. And it appears to be two orbs, and they got like this weird trail going from them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have Jean jump in there, and he's going to show some of his stuff, especially the one you were talking about. It looked like that fortress type thing, where I know a lot of you folks are familiar with that, but for those who are not, you'll get to check that out too.
Okay. Chris, are you going to call it up on your end?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can,
okay, cool.
as far as, well, I'm going to do the video part, but if you want to pull it up on yours as far as your work, because you have your site as well, right? You got the Raptor Zone. So you got all the pictures up there. So if you want to do that, I'll let you present that. And I'll just, of course, we can comment about it and everything else. So while he's doing that, I'm going to show you guys this video, because this is cool. This is pretty neat. Right here. Now, watch this. This is cool.
Caught on camera. Check this out. 2 floating circles of light in Palm Coast. Viewer William Fuentes sent us this video from his Ring camera. And that is not the only interesting thing people have seen lately.
New at 6, Fox 35's Elena Shirazi tells us about a spike in UFO sightings.
For decades, flying saucers were just a tagline, but now UFOs have become a regular sighting.
I've watched it maybe 100 times now, and I've taken screenshots and blown it up.
Let me start this over. See, my fat head was in the way. Let me. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Okay.
Caught on camera. Check this out. 2 floating circles of light in Palm Coast. Viewer William Fuentes sent us this video from his Ring camera. And that is not the only interesting thing people have seen lately.
New at 6, Fox 35's Elena Shirazi tells us about a spike in UFO sightings.
For decades, flying saucers were just a tagline, but now UFOs have become a regular sighting.
I've watched it maybe 100 times now, and I've taken screenshots and blown it up.
Palm Coast resident William Fuentes describes video caught on his home security camera at 3 in the morning. The startling video shows 2 circles of light soaring in the air, twinkling mysteriously in the night sky.
Is it drones, or is it the bird, or bats, or, everything goes through your mind. But in the end, I really couldn't explain it.
Sightings like this make people ask the age-old question, are we alone in the universe?
I think it's a fascinating phenomenon. I mean, if you think about it, that there's a possibility that these events are happening because of aliens. That is everybody's hoping that these are aliens and not just some weather phenomena.
The National UFO Reporting Center says there have been 245 new UFO reports through March 30th. In 2020, there were 7,200 plus UFO sightings. That's 1,000 more sightings than in 2019. And what was once a bedtime story turned into a bombshell. Over the past few years, we have seen a new level of acknowledgement from the government. Thousands of UFO documents from the CIA were recently obtained. The Department of Defense and the U.S. Navy also confirmed investigations and sightings.
Whenever people realizing that, oh, this was a weather balloon or it was some atmospheric optics phenomena, then it is just not that interesting anymore, right? So all the interesting cases are the ones where you don't find them.
And there's actually a Space Coast UFO group out here that devotes their time into investigating this footage twice a month. For now, on the Space Coast, Alina Shirazi, Fox 35 News.
Let me see here. Ah, there he is. Let me see here. Oh, there we are. All right. What'd you think of that, Jean?
Chris, those look like they're leaving smoke trails and they're spinning.
Yeah,
Do
they
you
seem
see
like...
those dots that they were leaving, or is that exposure on the lens?
See, I don't know. It kind of looked like that weird, like a propulsion type thing, like spinning, like a plasma trail. That was weird.
Puff. Yeah, leaving puffs behind it.
Yes. I thought that's probably the most strangest video I've seen. And this thing's not like a million miles away from the guy. You know, like you always see the ones way out, and they're like, we can barely see it, doesn't look great. This thing was like right in front of the thing, and I can understand if they were just too, because it looked like infrared or night vision. And when the thing went by, if they were two insects, I mean, these things literally like were just flying in tandem. I don't know. I don't, that's weird.
I don't know. That looks rather odd to me. I don't know if it's an artifact of the lens or the CCD. I don't know, but it looks weird. Looks really strange, Chris. I like that you're doing UFOs now.
Yeah, I mean, some people say, well, you know, I prefer you to do the Mars ones, but a lot of people are like, wow, this is cool. You know, one guy said, about time. So I was like, and don't get me wrong, it is a tricky, kind of a slippery slope, right? Because you can run into a lot of fake ones, and I may put some on there and say, what do you guys think? In other words, I might say I think it's hoax straight off the bat. I cannot put them on there knowing that, you know, if they look bogus, chances are they are. You know what I mean? So I would just put on there, if I think it's kind of questionable, guys, just tell me what you think they are. Because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you should know better. That was totally, you know, considered faked a while back. Or it's not even that. It's more the entertainment. But the last two videos I had on there, to me, they look legit. Now, some people said, well, the other one that I just did, they were saying they thought maybe it was these Chinese, lanterns type thing. And that could very well be, right? Because they do. They come up and they kind of fade off, so on and so forth. And it's a very good possibility. But to this guy, Michael, it was unidentified. And you could tell he was, like, genuine. He wasn't going, hey, let's just see what they say. You know, I mean, you can see he was like, wow, this is really neat. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting either way. Now, the first one, I thought that was legit. It was more of a triangular, like a TR, 3B or whatever, something along them lines, or something newer. But I think it's good to be able to do those too, to add a little extra flavor. So and of course I leave it up to my subs. They can tell me what they think, because basically what they want goes. That's the way you got to play it, right? Because you can't have something that people don't want, right? That's the way, pretty much. So
yeah.
But what do you actually? What? We
don't become third phase of Moon.
Oh no, we don't want to do that.
It's good to feature a couple of UFOs once.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, they actually asked me. He actually come over to me. I forget what his name is. The one that's the main guy on the show. He come over to me and asked me about a video that somebody had sent him, and asked me for my analysis. What do you think about this? And I said that looks fake. It looks bogus. I mean, so he goes, all right, that's what I wanted to know. Thanks, appreciate it. I never heard another word from him. It's like, dude, You know, I think, and you can give me your thoughts on this. I see these, like this guy Corbin, bringing all these videos from the Pentagon, trying to get them released and everything else. And I'm going, and I've said this in my videos, I don't understand why people are not paying more attention. Well, it's just not in the mainstream, I think that's the reason why. But that they're not looking at the stuff we're showing, because this would fill the gap as far as what's really out there. You could say, here's Earth, UFOs. Are they ours, or are they otherworldly? I think we answered the question with what we're finding on Mars and the Moon. What do you think?
Yeah, well, Chris, you know what really teased me off about? I think it's Corbell, Jeremy Corbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's discredited himself. If you watched Goofon's last video, he says everything you need to hear. But what the TTSA and these guys did, like he calls them the young guns Twitter crowd. They're negating the whole history from 1938 all the way up to now, and they're only starting with the UAP agenda at 2012, 5, somewhere around there, and the whole history is forgotten. So it's good that we just remind people, you know, to remember what happened 70 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, what I find interesting is that they get a couple of these. Well, I don't even think I think it's bogus anyway. You know, they got this triangular craft off the. I don't know if it's off the bow, one of these warships or whatever. To me, it's bogus. It's got a strobe light on it. It's got. It's out of focus. It's night vision. Show me a daytime UFO without any kind of filter, whether it's infrared, night vision, whatever. Show me the real deal, or I'm not going to be totally on board with it. Like you, I don't know how you feel about that, but I can't be totally on board with this. And this is what I love the most. Oh, well, they're flying in our airspace. They could be dangerous to us. What about in the 50s, or was it the 40s, where they had like 15 of them damn things flying around the Capitol? That wasn't important then? Come on, they know these things are there, and they know exactly who's flying them, and they know exactly why they're here. Come on. I don't believe that crap for a moment.
No, I think it's... most of the stuff is ours. And about 10% is unknown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think when you look at these spacecraft, supposed spacecraft, I think a lot of them are us, from the technology. Because I know, listen, once you start on the road to, let's say you want to do a plasma drive, you're not going to stop until you complete the task. It's kind of like the Blackbird, the SR, was it 71, where
Correct.
They started that thing back in the 40s probably as far as the plans. Then they come out with this thing in the 50s, and it was totally hush until, 96? So how many years was that thing a secret? Now, once they retired that, what got put in its place? So now these spacecraft, I believe they're the United States, and I'll tell you why. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be any country, but here's the thing. If I was to tell you, between us, hey, Jean, I built this spacecraft, it's a Tic Tac UFO. I can fly anywhere with impunity, and I can fly anywhere I want to in the world. Nobody's going to know, because we're going to play stupid too. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know where that's from. I have no idea. So now I can play Mickey the Dope, and I can fly anywhere. I can check out your stuff in your country. I can check out anybody's I want, and nobody knows who it is. It makes perfect sense. It's the perfect, make-up story, if you will. Build the craft, fly it anywhere you want to. Nobody knows whose it is, so you don't get blamed if you're flying over Japan. Their nuclear sites, their war, place where they're building planes, jets, whatever. Nobody knows. Nobody can point the finger.
Chris, the other thing, I was thinking about this. I've been researching the secret space program now for 3 years as well. And I think the different agencies from around the world are in it together. Like if you look at, even during the Cold War, the Russian scientists and the American scientists were still cooperating on many levels.
Oh, yeah.
So I think these guys know exactly who's and what. And yeah, I don't know. The whole threat thing too is just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they're saying that it's like, oh, they're a threat to our air, our air space and all. I went, but for as long as we can remember, or as long as it's been written, ancient civilizations have talked about their gods coming down from the heavens. They've been, so this is not something new. And this is what I had I had this thought the other day, and I'm saying to myself, okay, so let me get this right. From orbit, they can see your license plate, or they can see you on a lounge chair in your backyard reading a magazine and can probably read the thing for you. Okay. But we're keep in mind these military satellites are keeping an eye on these different areas and can see down to probably an inch by an inch on the ground. Yet, if they zoom out, they've never seen anything fly above these complexes. They never seen anything fly and didn't say there was oh wow, that's unexplained back then. Come on, how long have they had this technology to look at the ground with clarity? And yet they've never seen anything like a UFO flying above like these complexes and these military bases, any of that sort.
Yeah, no, it's nonsensical.
No.
Chris, I checked, James made a comment.
Okay.
He says it's not just over the USA that we see all these UFOs. It's all over, even here in South Africa.
Yeah.
So it's a worldwide phenomenon. I actually did a video or two about a year ago about the South African Roswell. I don't know if you know about that story.
No, I don't think so. Never read into it.
Okay, I think it was in 1989. When was the Falklands War? 82, 89? I can't remember now, but these guys went to an island off the coast of the Falklands, more down towards Antarctica, called Thule Island.
Mm-hmm.
And they apparently went to a research base there, where these guys were researching the so-called black goo type of stuff that they featured in the X-Files and in the movie Prometheus.
Okay.
That black goo.
Right.
And apparently one of the craft, an alien craft, escaped the island, headed over South Africa, and it was shot down. And the thing crashed in the Kalahari Desert. And we went out there, the South Africans, and we recovered the crash debris and whatever, and the technology. But then it was handed over to the Americans and to the British, to specifically Plessy and Marconi. And they researched this black goo further.
Nice.
And something like 80% of those scientists at Marconi were suicided. They died under mysterious circumstances.
Wonder how that happened.
Weird. And they was talking about massive blue diamonds that also discovered on this craft. And last year, it was in the South African news, the Botswana government found the biggest blue diamond ever found in the Kalahari Desert. So
I heard about that. That I heard about.
Hell?
Yeah.
So is there truth to it or not? We don't know. But anyway, I've seen similar orb type craft here in Pretoria where I live as well. So I know what it's like. And these things move, man. And they're not like Chinese lanterns that move quite slowly.
Oh, I know. They're flying. They're cruising.
But those things were moving.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were Chinese lanterns. But they do look like them, I must admit.
Yeah.
But they're moving too fast.
Give a shout out to James Cragen. Thank you very much, sir, for your support. Always appreciate it. Say hi, Chris and Jean. Great to see you here tonight. Gives a thumbs up too. Thank you, Mrs. James. Appreciate you.
Like seeing you.
Let me see. And guys, ladies and gents, I promise I didn't mean to skip everybody, but Jean can't be on like all hours of the night. He's like 6 hours ahead of us, so. For me, it's like right now it's 11 o'clock, almost 11:30 for him, so I don't want to keep him hanging here. And, so this is the reason why we just jump right in. But I promise you, I don't mean to miss any of you guys. Love you guys all. You know that. Miss Aird, thank you very much for your support as well. Much appreciated. It says, Chris and Jean are awesome. Jean's awesome. Yes.
You're all awesome.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like every time something comes up, whether it's Roswell, it gets quickly swept under the rug, and then there's confusion everywhere after the fact, right? They're like, so what's the other details? And because they can't get the rest of the details, they automatically assume maybe it didn't happen. So at least people doing this, teetering. Was it true? Was it real? Like you're saying, was it true? Was it false? Because you didn't get more facts out of it, and it was quickly swept under the rug. And that's the problem with it. Let's see.
Yeah. They admitted that they have a disc in their possession. And then a day or two later, no, it was a weather balloon. What the heck?
I mean, I can understand to a certain degree why they're keeping the UFO hush back then. Okay? But just say, hey, yes, there's a such thing as UFOs. You don't have to get into details. Say, yeah, we accumulated all this technology from them. You don't have to get into that. Just say, yes, we are aware that there's UFOs. Even if you don't want to say, yes, we have one. I get it. I understand. But that doesn't mean you can't just admit to it. Yes. Like they said, that one about that the night vision one with the triangle. Says, yeah, the Pentagon agrees that that's authentic. Please. That could be anything out of focus. And it's got a strobe at the bottom to boot. Come on. I'm not going to believe that crap for a minute. I think they're trying this fear-mongering crap. And they basically, if you listen to some of these interviews with these guys like Corbin and stuff like that, they're saying they're basically dismissing, what's his name? Stephen Greer. Coming up with that hoax thing and that's not true and blah, blah. Yes, it is true. You're trying to hype this up like we're all going to be attacked and fried on a friggin' griddle tomorrow. Stop it. I don't think that's true. Only because I believe, and I've said this a million times, if these aliens were evil, sadistical, whatever, if they would have taken over this planet a long time ago, and you wouldn't have had a thing to say about it. Because here's the thing. Would you kill people at their strongest or at their weakest? Common sense would tell you, well, they're not very technologically advanced. We can stomp them like an ant in a mud hole. It's no big deal. But that's not true now. Now we're a lot more advanced than we were back in the 40s compared to, of course, we're military. I'm sure there's a lot more ahead of that, for the public. But, so I don't believe for a moment these are like evil, beings. I don't think so. But they're making it out to be, oh my God, we don't know what's going on. They're in our airspace. Oh, stop it. You're in your airspace.
You know what? The deep state always tries to preempt things, Chris. They always try and warn people before the time that they're going to get up to something because they're psychopathic, man. I think they are behind all of this crap that's been going on. This stupid CV 1984 and all those other agendas. But I'm not going to get into the V or anything like that because we'll get banned. But remember that truck that was taken out in front of the AT&T building late last year.
Yep.
There was an energy weapon used there. I don't know if you saw that video clip.
Oh, it obliterated that building too.
And I reckon something similar was used in New York. I won't say when.
Could very well be.
The two buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're behind all of these things, Chris. They don't care about the collateral damage. As long as they can push their agendas, get their money. The military-industrial complex, as well as the medical side of things, is unstoppable. There's so much money and corruption in that industry. I mean, even Howard Hughes.
Yeah, yeah.
He was accused of bribing people too, and he said, but that's what we all do, remember? So, Chris, I don't know. We've got to be very careful of these guys. I believe they're pushing the threat thing for a reason, and we'll probably find out in a year or two anyway.
Oh, yeah, you can almost bet on that. See, here's a side note, too. I don't know if you remember, but 9/11's coming back up, the anniversary. And I saw this thing on AOL, and I love it because it said they are banning Biden from going to this unless he can release all the documents about what really happened that day.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
take a hike, scumbag. And I don't blame him in the least bit.
You know, Chris, the way the building collapsed and the way that the cars burnt.
Yep.
Down in the streets, the blocks around these two buildings. The one side's completely melted.
Yeah.
And the other side's perfect.
Yeah.
It's energy weaponry. That's it. And everything turned to dust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything melted like there's no tomorrow.
And then they just turned to dust.
What do they call that? There was something that was used in there that would literally melt steel. It wasn't so much a fire explosion. There was something that they used. And listen, when that happened, no word of a lie, I was actually pirating. Anyway, I was literally listening to. I had every channel on Bell Express View from Canada, and I had every channel from Dish Network. Now, I remember that day when it happened, because we had VCRs back then, and I got like 4 different tapes full, 90 minutes full, of every state that talked about this, okay? Then I put them onto disc. So, and you can hear the police officers in the fire department saying, it sounded like a controlled demolition.
Yes.
And you can see the thing going, and they said, no, that's from the compression of the floors coming down. No. This is long before that happened. You can see it going, and that's why it came down like a pancake and didn't just fall over. And then they showed you other buildings from around the world they actually burned longer. They burned for 24 hours, never came down. And yet these buildings did. And then, of course, you got Building 7. Oh, yeah, it was just from the concussion of it made it fall. Whatever. You know, there's so much crap in this thing. You know as well as I do. You know, and you can't, I don't want to touch on it much more because sometimes people, they don't like the idea of it. But when I see this, I feel sorry for this country because so many people died. What was that, 3,500 people somewhere roughly that paid the price because they want to keep everybody, let's kind of stifle you. So the government has you in fear constantly. Oh, government, please protect us. Please protect us. There's the one that's pulling the charade over everybody. So they're playing both sides of the field here. It's kind of like the same people who build what do you call it? Radar detectors are the same people that make the damn guns for the speed guns for the cops. Go figure. So, James Cragen, thank you very much for your support, sir. It is appreciated. You said, Chris and John, let's be honest tonight. I don't care about the denying world when it comes to the UFO phenomenon. I trust what's written in stone and massively documented and witnessed thousands of times. So true.
Yes.
Yeah, because, you don't have to listen to crap now. Like you said earlier, Jean, you said that the train, what is it, going back to like 2004? They're only going back to like somewhere roughly around 2004 up to this point? Excuse me? This has been going on for how long? Oh, come on. And yet they want to just use that as simple years,
Yes, and that's Richard Dolan's argument as well. It's a pity that Tracy and Richard got divorced because he stopped doing his YouTube videos as often as he used to.
Right.
But he always used to warn about this thing too. He said, they're changing the whole agenda. What about the history? They're negating history here.
Yep. Let's just excuse those years from...
What I liked about him was he kept reminding people about what happened in the past.
Yeah.
I really liked his work. It's a pity that he's not on as often as he used to be. I don't know if you followed Richard Dolan.
I did a little bit, not a whole lot. I know people have followed him much more, but I haven't. But I'd watch occasionally one of his videos and stuff like that. I like the guy.
He goes into the history and the documentation like Stanton Friedman did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame about him. I wish he was still alive, too. This guy was like a pioneer for pushing the truth. And, but, they all just fall by the wayside and end up passing on. And you need more and more people like this. Now, don't get me wrong, we have people grabbing the torch and running with it today. The problem is it for a different agenda, or is it for the actual truth? That's what I have a problem with.
It's for a different agenda. We all know that. But, hopefully some youngsters will pick up the baton and continue with it.
Well, that's my hope. You know what I mean? When I do these videos, there's other people. I don't know if you've had people tell you this, but there's people on the subs on my channel who said, "Chris, I never believed in this stuff before. You show me the light. In fact, I've now got Photoshop. I'm now analyzing these photos myself. This is fantastic. I never thought I'd find half the stuff in here. I've got people that tell me, go, you don't understand. Every time you make a video, we all grab popcorn, just sit down and watch it at a big screen. We're just like, oh yeah, what you got today? So, and that's cool. But what's even cooler is that they're now starting to research this stuff themselves. And that's the whole goal. The goal is not so much, ooh, let's just show some videos and let's see people, they'll enjoy them just for entertainment. No, it's people are taking note, and they're becoming more and more awakened to the fact that this stuff is not just one little thing on a Mars photo and a satellite photo, one little thing in the rock. There's many things, and they're all over the darn place, and that's what people need to be aware of. And, like I said, I've shown some of these photos that I've got. In fact, that one that looked like those weird vehicle type things, and an opportunity photo. And when I show it to him, I get a glossy photo. It's a Kodak. I go, hey, guys, what do you think of that? What the heck is that? I said, what do you think that is? It looks like an army jeep. And I don't say a word to these guys because it's in black and white. I don't say a word to them. I go, what do you think of that? Yeah. It looks like an army jeep. I go, okay. Everybody I've asked said the same thing. So are we all mass delusional, or are we seeing the same thing?
Yeah.
Is it actually there? That's what people have to understand.
Chris, shall I share my screen?
Yes, go for it. I'll make sure the screen's bigger on this side. We'll sit back and we'll let you display it.
Before, so I hope it works.
I'm going to make this bigger here, full screen for you. I'm
Can
going to
you
get my.
See it?
Hold on, let me get my face out of here. We don't need me in there. Yep, we got you there.
Strange structures spotted near Raptor Zone Complex Pyramid. Can you see that article?
Yep.
Okay. There it is. That's what it looks like at 1:1 scale, Chris, in the JT2. And you can see from the surrounding terrain, right?
Yep.
Everything's rather random, cracks here and there. But look at the symmetry.
Yep.
That immediately stood out for me. And when you zoom in on it, and I used Illustrator.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's not natural.
Automatic rounding in Illustrator. So this is a perfectly symmetrical block that Illustrator made over here. I didn't physically make each of these bends. These are perfectly symmetrical.
Yep.
So look at that.
Yeah, nobody's going to tell me that that's natural.
And look at the shape of the inner one here.
Mm-hmm.
This side is parallel with this side. And it follows the same shape.
Yeah, that's
cool. It
cool.
looks like this is at ground level. And we've got what looks like a wall around it. Looks like sand spilled over here on the top left and covered that wall.
You think that could have been hit by like some kind of tidal wave or something, like buried half of it? Or at least that corner?
Yep. If you look at the original, everything on Mars that I've seen is tilted over to the top left.
Yep.
So if sand would have come in here, I don't know, that could have been backwash.
Yeah.
Because remember, this is located where? In the northern mid-latitudes, I think. And it was underwater. The northern mid-latitudes, according to what I understand, was underwater, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This could have been on some sort of raised landmass, like an island or something.
Well, if you look at that corner, you can see where there's actually canals near it, right? So we don't know if that was some kind of... It looks like it actually goes into it. You see the ones just southwest of that circle, or that shape, that almost smooth square, where that structure looks like. You can see these canals right next to it. It looks like it washed into it at one time and maybe buried that corner.
And you know what, Chris? If you look at this sand bank over here to the right, can you see where my mouse cursor is?
Yeah.
It looks like sand pushed up against the side here on the left, went over the top and then flattened out in a gentle slope on the other side. Or I don't know. I don't understand geology well, but this, to me,
Yeah, we understand the difference between natural and not natural, that's for sure.
and look at this inner wall. It's parallel with this one.
Yeah. So I'm saying that's not natural. No way that's not going to do that.
And then on top of it, we've got another square layer or level.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that is a disc. And there's a small conical feature over there on the one side.
Yeah, it is strange.
And it's very similar to this. Sorry, I'm taking a bit of time here, Chris.
Oh, you're
just
fine.
want to show. See this?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah,
the disc
yeah. It's the same
and
thing in the middle there, yeah. Very similar
conical
anyway.
feature. So, let's go back there. Sorry, gents and ladies. Oh my, where am I now?
Actually, that was a cool video you did too, so you can talk about those as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah, these are
I
cool.
will.
These are cool.
So back to there. That there looks like a disc with this funny thing on the top.
Almost looks pointy, yeah.
That's funny. Really weird. Okay, so you want me to look at these? Oh, this is what prompted me to contact Brian Forrester.
Right.
Because he was showing these megalithic blocks in Baalbek, Lebanon. The large one is called the pregnant woman of the south, stone of the pregnant woman, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same shape and size as these. Look at that. There you can see the squared or flat part on the one end.
Yeah. And it looks like
So
the
it's
top
like
one. Look
one
at
of
the top one. It looks like there's faint lines, like just a little bit from the top, and then go down. There's another line, another faint line, and then it goes to the bottom part of it. See right there? There's a line there, and there's a line at the very top of it, just very not far from the top. There's a straight line going across. Go down a little bit. There's another one. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Come on. There's no way this stuff is just natural.
Check this block, right? See those protrusions?
Mm-hmm.
In this video, I showed countless examples of blocks like this, the protrusion on one end and one on the other end.
Yep.
And it's in the same region of Mars.
Yeah, these are all natural, though. I think it's probably swamp gas. What do you guys think?
And this, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah, I love the way that's in like a squared off area. You see that around it?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's just natural. Don't worry about it, folks. Nothing to see here.
It's the planet Venus reflecting off swamp gas.
See, now we have an explanation. It's all been solved. Oh, my
Is there
God.
anything else that we can talk about, Chris, while I'm here? Let me show you. Lebanon. Sounds like a song.
Yeah.
Lebanon. Where is it? There.
Right there, yeah. Yep.
You see, look at the similarity to that one I showed you guys. And
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely huge, too. These things are
Yes.
crazy big.
And this is how big those are on Mars.
Yep.
Just to put it in perspective, if you use the image scale indicator, 25 centimeters per pixel, and you look at those, and you count how many pixels there are in that photograph, and you multiply them with 25 centimeters, you get to this epic size. And now, people argue with me and they say, yeah, but remember when lake beds dry out, the surface cracks up, and they make these square and rectangular shapes. How big are they?
Yeah.
A foot and a half, meter and a half in size.
Right.
And look at the uniformity of the width of those things. Those things on Mars can't be cracked up clay
No.
and stuff.
You can tell they look like they've been cut. They don't look like they're just random, megalithic block.
Look at the width
Yeah.
on this one
And it
side.
looks consistent other than the dirt being up against the side of it.
And it looks exactly like that block I just showed you guys. There it is. So if someone's looking at this JP2, this is the actual size, 1:1, and they're going through it. They're not going to see anything. They're
Nope.
just going to see rocks. But if they remember the scale and they see that, a straight line,
Yep.
that automatically signals to me something's wrong there. That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
natural.
And like I said,
And then it's like-
combined with the other stuff you found, you go, okay, so, and you know, and I don't know if you heard this argument before too. They say, well, they were probably pretty much technologically advanced. Why would they be using stone? We still use brick and stone today.
Yes.
I mean,
And-
don't get me wrong, we use other different materials now, but we still, and we have I-beams and stuff like that, but we still use rock and brick. I mean,
And
you know,
and why did the ancients build these megalithic structures here on Earth?
right.
For the same reason that they probably built them there on Mars.
Yep, exactly right.
So, yes. So I'm asking Brian to look into this, but I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will. I'm just taking a shot in the dark. Maybe he can cast some light on this.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be something that you'd look at it, because I think a lot more scientists, whether it be geologists or whatever it may be, they need to start looking into this stuff. I mean, because this stuff is not mainstream, a lot of times you can get laughed at, scoffed at, whatever, and they're not taking it serious. But if you took somebody who said, well, you know, who's a scientist, geologist, whatever, and says, wait a minute, just wait a second, that looks like megalithic, whatever that is, and why the hell is it on Mars? They need to start asking questions, but there's not enough of us pushing it onto into the mainstream, and that's the thing.
Look at these two blocks, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
They're identical. And we're looking at 8 meters long.
Well, I think
So
one's
you
more of
can
a square
actually-
than a rectangle, but yeah, they're pretty darn
Yeah.
close. They look like they've been cut.
You can stand on this thing.
Yeah.
It's as big as a room. Look at the square blocks here. And then what is the deal with this?
Oh, I know. Almost every one of those. Look at the one above it. There's something in the middle or on the top of these megalithic. It looks like they're almost like they're roofs, and they got something on top of them, which is really weird.
Look
I
at
mean,
these blocks.
It's one thing to have a rock on top. That doesn't, you know what I mean? You go, well, that's natural. It's no big deal. But you could see a ton of these things doing this.
Look at these two blocks.
Yeah.
They're virtually identical as well. And now we're looking at 12 meters long.
Yeah, that's quite large.
And that's what that looked like typically.
Well, that's what the
In a
thing is.
NASA particle.
Listen, you know, NASA, JPL, ESA, it doesn't matter who they are. They are just hoping people would just glance over this photo right here. Let's say I snapped on this photo and say, wow, that's just cool looking. But I'm not investigating. I'm not really zooming in, taking a closer look. I'm not analyzing. And that's what they're hoping people do. Stay ignorant and don't look at this stuff.
Yeah, look how bland this looks. But look closer.
Yep.
There in the center, and yeah.
And the one right above it. Just go to the one 12 o'clock right above that, right there, yeah. I mean, these things are huge. These aren't like little tiny stones here.
No. So, I don't know. Could be natural. Swamp gas, weather balloon.
Yeah, it could be. That's a that's the going consensus. But now James had said, when we looked at that, it looked like a little fortress with a wall around it. He said it looks like an old burial site in ancient Ireland. And yeah, he's right. I've seen some of these where they actually do that. So
It's
I don't know.
interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Quickly going back to UFOs. Remember Low Dobbs on CNN?
Yeah.
He did a feature, 5th of August 2002, where Boeing actually says anti-gravity is real.
Yep.
And the issue is scaling the science.
Yep. I mean, and they're a big part of the space, you know, about space with NASA and everything else. They're huge, you know, affiliated with them, Boeing. They all get a piece of this pie, trust me.
They were actually looking for this guy
Huh.
to talk to him about his anti-gravity experiments. Boeing was looking for him. So yeah, And here's our famous guy from TTSA.
Oh, yeah.
He was involved even back then.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
promise you, these people go way back into everything. You know, right
So
into
guys,
these.
check this out. This
Yeah.
was in mainstream on CNN. But look at the time. 6 o'clock Eastern.
Yep.
So no one was watching.
Nope.
That was a very strategic time slot, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're hoping people are just still in a coma in bed, and they're not even paying any attention to it, not even tuned in, and they'd be right. Half the people wouldn't be up.
So I just thought I'd chuck that one in there, Chris. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Is there anything else I can show you guys and girls?
No,
What do they
it's up to
say?
you. We'll let you run with it. It's up to you.
Oh my. No, how do I get back to it? Oh man, what have I done?
No, just go
Chris,
back
I
down to
can't get
the share screen at the very bottom. I think you can get out of there from there, can't you?
Oh my. Let's just see. Something went wrong. I
There we
need to
go.
quit the sharing. Have I quit sharing?
Yeah, you're good. You are good. And here we are. Oh, what happened to you? Well, we temporarily lost him for a moment. Let's see what happens. See if we can get him back in there. He might have hit the wrong button. But yeah, I mean, guys, what do you think about that? That's pretty cool, right? Let me see here. Let's see if we can get him back on there. What's going on there, Mags? Good to see you there, Metalhead. William Talbot. Oh, how was that potato supposed to have been taken from? Yeah, I know. It seems like all of these UFO videos, right? They always seem to be taken with a potato. At least that's a common saying, right? Very piss poor, very crappy, unreal. Josh Steve, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Cryptic code, and he disappeared. Let's see if we can get him back. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh.
Chris,
I'm
are
here.
you there?
I'm here.
You know what happened?
You must have hit the wrong
Skype
button.
updated itself. Skype just updated itself.
Oh, nice.
So all my settings are gone, so I had to choose another background image.
Nice. Super cool, especially when I combine yours with Jean's work. Oh, yeah. Let me see here. I don't know if that's going to mess up my settings, but let's see what happens. Oh. Now he's in a... What? Because now he's sitting in the cafeteria somewhere. And he's having a meeting with the big bosses. Oh. So, I think he's been pulling the wool over our eyes, guys. What do you think? He can teleport. Oh.
I'm on Mars, under a dome. Can't you see?
Here.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Oh, Scratch, what's going on?
My
Giza is
apologies
linked.
to everyone.
Giza is linked to a Cydonia on Mars using a formula that Carl Monk discovered that links all ancient sites on Earth. That I'm not even surprised with. I mean, just the pyramids alone, right? Pyramids alone, they're like all over the equatorial region, at least pretty darn close, right? All around the world. So a lot of them, people speculate that it could have been like a power link around Earth. They speculate a lot of things, but I think it's cool that you can go to like the Bosnia, you can go to the Egyptian, just about all of these. You can go to Japan. There's still pyramids all over the world that haven't been even unburied yet. So
Yeah, and Chris, those that I found on Mars are also close to the equator.
yeah.
They also strap and they're very close to Curiosity, Insight, and that area there of Mars.
Yeah. Yep.
Julia says, Mars Anomalies and Beyond and Jean Ward are two of the most prolific and credible investigative journalists on the internet today. Wow. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, much love to you, Julia. I appreciate that. I hope everything's working out for you,
That
by the
is
way.
so
We've been
nice.
talking
Thank you.
back and forth a little bit, so hope everything's going well for you. And thank you for the kind words. Phil C., thank you very much for your support, sir. You said you guys got this. Glad to be a subscriber to both y'all. I mean, that stuff you two point out, I'd never notice. And that's the thing. I love the way he's being honest like that, because here's the thing. Years ago, I would have looked at these photos. Next. Next. Never would have thought nothing of it. But all of a sudden you stop. Now people are going, no, I just go to one photo and I scrutinize the hell out of it. And good for them. That's what it's all about. And I've been saying this, because most people, what do? They just peruse right over these things, don't think nothing of it. Oh, that's a cool video. Next. Oh, a photo, right? Next. Don't think anything of it. Until they start to get in there and go, wow. Like, we can look at, like, these panoramas. And when you look at these things up close, you can see, like, little steel things sticking out of rocks. Just weird things in the rocks. You shouldn't see, but you would never notice it unless you did a deep zoom. So I'm glad people are doing this now.
Yeah, Chris, I actually spoke to Rich from Goofon the other day as well.
Oh, did you?
And he features some of our videos from time to time. I'm sure you've seen he's featured one of your moon videos already too.
I don't know if I have. I don't think I have.
Rich from Goofon.
Yeah.
He's featured some of your moon anomalies.
He's been on here. He was on here last week. Rich actually jumped in here. Yeah.
In the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
It was awesome to see him in there. But he was talking about, we were trying to figure out whether we thought, what's his name? Mr. Walton there, the one that was supposed to be abducted by a UFO.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what is his name, guys? I'm drawing a blank here. Travis Walton. Travis Walton. And
correct.
They were trying to say that, he's a hoax. Now, whether he's not, he had this phone call that was given to him. And it shows these. You can hear the guy that was actually driving around Travis, I think it was. And I probably get this all messed up now, but he said that basically they were like, yeah, they want to act like it's try to make this look like a big deal and all this other. So I don't know, And I think he said he believed Travis still, and I'm still, I believe Travis too. I think they're just trying to, basically debunk him and just make him look like trash. Maybe because he's gotten so much, recognition from this, and I'm almost positive he passed a lie detector test and everything. And they said, well, the reason why he passed is because they only asked him one UFO question. Okay, but had they asked other questions pertaining to that, even if it wasn't about that specific UFO, would he have not been bagged and lied and would have sent the thing off in a tivvy? I mean, I don't know. But it was cool to see him in there. He jumped in there and then he hopped off. So it was cool to see him in there. He's pretty funny too. Rich he's a character. I love it though. He shoots straight from the hip. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, I must say he's changed over the years too. Because in the beginning he was a little more trying to debunk
rigid
all the time and stuff. But now he's more into being a little more open-minded and investigating things a little more. I actually showed him how to look for anomalies as well. He didn't know.
Oh yeah.
And then I showed him and he said, no, he's not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Really? Wow.
He doesn't have time. Chris, it takes hours.
Yeah, it does.
I spend 5 hours a day.
Oh, easily.
You're at home. Now that I'm working remotely, while I'm waiting for work to come in, I sit and go through photographs.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's the way to do it.
constantly busy.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is like, it takes at least 4 to 5 hours to do a video. And people don't realize that. It can take almost as much time as you do at your normal job.
It does.
And people go, oh, they just find a picture, they just scratch a little something on it, circle something, and then they're off and running. Oh, no. It takes much more work than that. But I don't care to do it. I don't. Because we're finding something new all the time, and, they get to weigh in on it and tell us what they think, which is awesome. And, you see it on yours all the time. Well, fantastic find, blah, 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 blah. And people go, I'm just curious. I wonder if I could find the same stuff he finds. So then they end up looking at the stuff themselves, and now it perpetuates, and now they're doing it. And that's awesome to me. I hope people start taking the torch and running with it, because at some point we're going to quit doing this. I mean, one way or the other. Either going to phase out, whatever happens to you, you just got to be going. And you hope that people will come up from behind and start doing the same thing you were doing. You know what I mean? Because this stuff needs to be out. It's not going to stop. There's always going to be more missions.
Luckily, Jimmy's there. He's quite young still, isn't he?
Oh, no. He's about our age.
Really? Oh, no. He's going to take over from us, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping, but but no, I'm not. No, but I mean, I think he's pretty close to our age.
Okay.
Because he's got several kids of his own. I think he's got 2 or 3 kids of his own.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, he's actually started another channel, too. It's got to do with strictly UFOs, I think. He started another channel.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
I got to try to remember which one it was. If you go to his normal channel, you just go on the video. He shows where it is, or he shows the name of it. So it's cool, and I think I announced it last time. The last couple of times I announced it, where they can have a look. And he just started. He did like a pilot video, just so he can tell people that they were, he's going to have these UFOs. I don't mind doing the UFO thing because I want to have a combination of both. I still want to have my findings, but I want to have those occasionally. And I still got people sending me stuff in. They're like, and if I find it, that it looks pretty legit, I'm going to go with it. But, I mean, you can see some things that are just so darn fake, it's not even funny. Now, there may be stuff that you're like, on the fence about. Let the subscribers decide. Let them, voice their opinion. Saying, or, hey, that looks pretty cool. That looks, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, everybody's going to have their opinion about it. It's either going to be, I think that's good. And some people are going to say, I think that's bogus. And they have every right to do that. I mean, but I like the idea that people are getting more and more into this, and it's just awesome. Louis Longbeard, thank you very much for your support, sir. You said, hey, Chris and Jean, hope you're both doing well. Another week, and E.T. still hasn't come home. Love the Hangouts. Keep up the good work. I love it. Yeah, well, E.T. I think's been here. And he's been here quite a bit. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Who was that guy, Ben Rich, that said we took E.T. home?
Yeah, no, what was it? What was it? Oh, no, you know what you got me confused with? I was thinking of, remember that channel? I don't know if they're still on there. You guys, you ever see Rich Planet? I think it was Rich Planet. I think his name is Richard. And I swear to God, I listened to him one time, this was years ago, and I heard him say something about the Curiosity. It might have been the Curiosity rover. And he says, how does this thing keep running? The solar panels, to get dusty and everything. And I'm going, do these guys even know what the hell they're talking about? Curiosity is not solar powered. I'm going, I'm confused. These guys are idiots. So I was just going, wow. And they're trying to tell people that it's so fake that they're going to Mars and they can't even get their facts straight. I'm going, yeah, I'm going to listen to your channel. Sure. No. They're doing everything they can to debunk it. It's like, well, okay. If you find just cause, I get it. In other words, if somebody said, listen, I got personal information and real private information, I'm going to show you, I've got pictures and everything showing that this is the real deal, that they're absolutely faking this, I would blow that out of the water right now today. If they showed Apollo missions were absolutely faked, now, of course, they had some in the what do you call it? They were testing and stuff like that inside these giant buildings and everything else. And they were doing stages and stuff like that. And I believe that, what's his name, Kubrick actually did some of these just in case there was a failure. Or, I think why he did it was to show them having fun, drilling samples, having all kinds of fun. Ooh, hitting a golf ball. But that's not why they were there. The real action was going on. We were seeing what Kubrick did, and then we're seeing what really happened on the moon and what they really saw. That's what I think was happening at the same time. Now, if somebody said, there was an insider said, listen, I got proof, I can show you this right now, it's absolutely bullshit, I would blow this out of the water right now. And people go, but what would happen to your channel? I'll move on to something else. The point is, it's about truth. Let's get it out. So if the truth is that's true, I'll blow it out of the water right off the bat. Somebody blamed me one time. They said, oh, well, you're probably working with them. I went, let me get this right. So I'm calling them liars and everything else, but I'm working for them. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. That's legit. I went, come on. I mean, I don't know. But
well, I've been accused of working for NASA as well, as a disinformation agent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been accused of that as well. Oh, you're trying to confuse the people. I'm going, no. See, the thing is, it's not mainstream. So it's out of their realm of thinking. And I'll be truthful with you. I was the same way years ago. Same way. Because I said, like I said, when I first started looking at these, I'm going, why is that in this photo? I had this problem with wrapping my head around something that could be on Mars because I was always told as a child, through school, cold, barren, dead planet. So in a million years, I'm going, no, this doesn't make sense. Why is this stuff on Mars? So as more I looked at it, now I was already looking at moon photos. So I'm going, okay, but if there's something on the moon that's not ours, why is it far-fetched to believe something could be on Mars and not be ours?
Yes.
So we have how many countries now going to Mars? And there's a lot of affiliated countries actually working with them as well, like ESA and I think Russia, I think it is. I think they're kind of like the cosmonaut kind of thing, they're now working together now, I think. But, when you, between ESA, United States, it just goes on and on. These people are going there for a reason. They're not spending billions upon billions of dollars. Hey, let's have another drill sample of that rock. They're not doing that. I don't believe that in a million years. They may be doing it now, meaning, is there a way we can make fuel? Is there a way we can sustain food here? And maybe this is the reason why they're drilling certain areas and doing certain things to try to find this out. But as far as the original reason for going there, no, I don't buy that. In fact, they even said, and somebody commented earlier on one of my videos, they said that back during the time of the Viking lander, they said, no, that was confirmed. They actually said, yes, we actually found microbial life back then. And of course, no. They red flagged us. Oh, no, we're not sure of that. So they took 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So I'm going, come on, just tell the frickin' truth. How hard is it? So, but you know how they are. They don't want people going, oh, really? Structures? Something on Mars? What's up there? What are you guys hiding? Because you know they're going to do that. You know they're going to do it. Thomas Rice, thank you very much for your support, sir. I do appreciate it. You said, is that right there? Oh, just jumped on me here. Jean, Chris, to me, you guys are heroes. Thank you. Well, I appreciate it, Thomas. And again, thank you.
Thank you. I wish I had a superhero outfit.
Yeah, I'm going to get me a cape or something.
I won't look good in one, though.
Yeah, you go, yeah, maybe back when I was younger. But, hey, we tried.
It's like that movie Watchers. Was it Watchers?
Might have been.
About the old superheroes. Oh, man.
It's like, guys, please don't do that again. Ever.
But talking about the purpose behind the missions to the moon, the astronauts were given a mandate to look for technology in the ancient structures.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, but the general public doesn't know about that.
No.
That was their mandate. If you find structures, look for technology. That was their mandate.
Oh, I guarantee it.
And that's where the Brookings report was so important.
I think,
what
is it?
1959, eh?
Julia, where were you a couple weeks ago when I was down in Naples? She said, thank you. I fly to Naples tonight. See you next Saturday. Big love. Much love to you as well, Julia. Where were you a couple weeks ago? I was down in Naples. Be careful. That stuff is running rampant as far as COVID, the new strain. In fact, I actually got a little touch of something when I came back, but I don't know if it's the actual changes in temperature and area and atmosphere and stuff like that, but I was like, I had a little bit of a fever, tiny bit of sore throat, nothing major, but it's, you feel a little achy and stuff like that. I'm going, good Lord. But, it's going to happen. But it was funny because when we left, we were back almost a week from our vacation, so I was working. And they come out, they said, there's 110,000 new cases in Florida today. I'm going, great, that's fantastic. So then I call my daughter, and she says, oh, by the way, she says, I'm feeling like crap. I'm not feeling good. She works for the post office, and there was 2 girls next to her that actually had the new strain. She's going, oh, great, here we go, right? So she went and got checked out. The first one is just a quick test. Passed it, negative. So she goes, I'm going to go for the real test because I want to be absolute sure. It was negative. So it might just be a little cold type, kind of flu type. See, people don't realize that. They go, maybe you got COVID. Well, whatever happened to the common cold or a slight flu? Did they just go down to Tahiti and take a vacation? I mean, they're still going to be running around too. It's not just a COVID, but of course they'll put it underneath that. You know what I mean? We'll just rank that right in with the COVID. But what happens if you have a standard cold that's, it's pretty bad and you get a slight fever? Is that automatically COVID, or does that mean you have a bad cold?
Chris, the CDC released an article not too long ago addressed to laboratories around the world. And in it they say that the PCR test was intended to test for a coronavirus, which includes influenza, flu, and COVID-19.
Oh, generalized test. That's all it is.
Yeah. So if you get tested positive, you're testing positive for a coronavirus.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Testing positive for SARS-CoV-2, influenza, or flu. Because in South Africa, only one person last year in Joburg passed away from influenza.
Yeah.
It's statistically impossible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the PCR test is can't really distinguish.
Well, I think a couple.
It's one of the coronaviruses you have.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, well, I was reading up on that too, the CDC. This is what I find amusing. They said that if you are unvaccinated and you catch the corona, whether it's the new strain or whatever, one, you may have antibodies that may last up to 6 months. Okay, that makes sense. So you could catch it again. But if you are vaxxed, you have been vaccinated, you need a booster shot every 6 months. Wait, please stop it. Just stop. You know, it's like they're trying to put the fear into now people left and right, and people are slowly getting it because they're like, oh my God, they're literally fear-mongering. Again, and I said this a million times, it is not fake. It is absolutely real. It's out there. However, I also heard a CDC guy say, oh no, this wasn't a CDC, this is another guy, where he said it is more transmissible, however, it is not deadlier. Okay, so, and it's got what? The mortality rate is what? I think it's like 99.96, something like that. So the chances of you getting it and dying from it is slim, unless you've been fully compromised. Like you're in really bad health to begin with. Like one guy that was locally here, he died of a heart attack, but he had COVID. So right off the bat, what do they think? Oop, it has to be. It has to be COVID. No, he had a bad heart, and it probably just weakened him and killed him. That's not what killed him. You know, it probably weakened him in the process, and he was probably, I hate to say the term, he was on his way out. But you know what I'm saying, right? It's like, it's like, oh, the poor guy got in a car accident, broke his toe, but it was COVID. I can almost guarantee it. I mean, come on. When does this stupidity stop? You know? I said to people, listen, if you need to get that test, you believe you need to get it, you should go out and get it tomorrow. However, for me, my opinion, I'm not doing it. Because, it's like, and I think Julie and I were talking about, it's an autoimmune dependency vaccine, which means every time you have an issue now with anything, you're going to need a vaccine for it because your immune system's now shit. It's going to depend on a vaccine to help you now, instead of your own immune system kicking in. That's not good. That's not good at all. So, I don't know. You know, you hear this and you hear that. You know, what are the true facts? I don't know.
Chris, in South Africa, there's a guy on YouTube. He's a South African political commentator, 00 Des. And two of his channel subscribers, it's handed him 2 death certificates.
Mm-hmm.
The one was of a mother whose son passed away in a motor car accident, and the other guy passed away of a heart attack.
Yep.
And in both cases, on the death certificate, they pronounced these people died of COVID-19.
Yeah. So how many numbers are there that are actually overinflated?
Just wrong.
Yeah. So how much is it really overinflated? You know, if you died because you had maybe just pneumonia, and it wasn't even COVID, well, COVID. Like, it's ridiculous. So how many can we actually write off as not being COVID? I don't know. It's ridiculous.
66%?
Listen, 6, he wrote on here, Canada court case found corona to be exist, the way he put it, to not exist. They cannot find when or where it was isolated, so it's all a hoax, like normal flu. Well, and I totally agree with you. I think it's more of a flu than it's anything, because what do you get? Every time you get this flu-like symptoms. And how many people die of the flu every year? So it's nothing special. Again, I'm not downplaying it because it is out there, and it can kill you, of course. But that doesn't mean everybody should run out there and go, I'm scared. it's like, listen, if you got a good immune system, you're going to get it, and you're going to get over it. It's the same thing. In fact, my wife was talking about some woman that we know here, around here. She went and got the shot, corona. Now, they claim that corona's not in it. It's supposed to help your antibodies, recognize this virus, and it's supposed to fight it off. Well, then why is it that people who get this seem to get the damn symptoms? It doesn't make sense. And I said, so let me get this right. So if I go out, and like I said, I might have a touch of it. I don't know. But if I got it, but here's the thing. I contracted it. All right, she goes out and she gets it. And even though she's vaccinated, she contracts it. Are we gonna do the same thing? The difference is my immune system will continue to work, where hers, the way they're describing it, will fail to work. And every time she gets the littlest thing, she's going to need to go to the hospital because her immune system's not going to kick in anymore. So I don't think that's a good thing.
Chris, I agree with you. Look, there's a court case down in Cape Town, here in South Africa, where a group called the Liberty Fighters Network is taking the government to court, the SA government. And they are asking them to produce an isolated variant of the virus. They want an isolated virus. And the court case has been going on for months now because they can't produce a sample.
Yeah.
They can't, what do they call it? Oh, man, you know what I mean. They can't isolate it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, is it just a common cold that's really bad that you get? Or is it this monster virus that they claim it is?
Well, I've had all the symptoms, all of them.
Yeah. Yep. I think I had it when it very first broke out. The very first COVID-19. It broke out. And I had like a weird feeling in my chest for like 3 weeks. I had a cough, congestion. I never had anything like it. And this is the first time in a long time I had like a fever for like 3 days now. So I'm like, okay, so I'm keeping on top of it. I'm taking some vitamin C, and I got vitamin D and everything else, and taking a little bit of, maybe some NyQuil, DayQuil, just try to keep it down, keep it cool, and that's it. Just go with it. Just your body will kick its ass at some point. Now, if you find you're having complications, well, then you probably should go to the doctors. But, if you ever been through a flu before, it's not a big deal. Your body will get over it. I mean,
Well, I did. I'm sitting right here. I survived it.
Imagine that. We got a survivor here, folks. 6, he says.
I don't know what I had.
6 says, as Jean, they have not isolated anything have to do with COVID-19. Yes, Chris, it's common. Yeah. They tried to say all this crap. What was that one senator who was literally jumping on Fauci? What was he saying about him? He was asking him questions about it. He was like, he couldn't answer the question. He says, listen, what do you say he is? He's got a master's or something in virology. So he's saying, look, I know how this stuff works. Don't tell me how this stuff works. And he's going on and, well, you don't understand, sir. I mean, and then the other girl that's with Fauci, well, the other guy was saying this. Well, what he was trying to say was, I'm like, these guys are 3 clowns on this panel, and they don't know a frickin' thing they're talking about. And, you know what this is all about? How much is the pharmaceutical company making off this? Think about it. When these shots first came out, it was supposed to be free. And you can ask Jimmy this. Jimmy Roberts. He said he went and got his done. And they said, sir, do you have your, what was it? They wanted his ID. And then they wanted, I think, his health coverage card. So what do you need that for? Oh, we just want to make sure you had it. They charged him $300 for it, for that test. It's supposed to be the freebie, remember? And he got charged for that. Ask him about it. He'll tell you. And I was like, what? So if they're charging every one of these healthcare systems, think about it, every one of your health coverage, how much money are they making off this goddamn virus? Wow. How many people have been vaccinated?
Not just on the vaccine, on the PPE as well, Chris.
Yes. Yep.
Do you
Same
know how many
thing.
people have been busted in South Africa for fraud and corruption when it came to the PPE?
Yep.
Millions.
Yep.
Millions spent.
Wow. It's sad. But like I said, I don't downplay it as far as you get a flu, and if you're weak, this may actually put you in trouble. But
it is real.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt about it. I don't downplay it or just say it's wrong or it's false. It's fake. No. But the way they're making it sound, when they get cornered, Fauci, and you can actually see he starts flipping out. You ever see him do that? He'll start going, well, sure, hold on a minute, like he's being attacked. And he starts like, oh, I don't know what you mean. He said it to one guy, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Sir, you know what I mean. Stop playing coy. And, he won't answer the questions because he's being cornered. He doesn't mind spouting it off when they're giving him free reign of the camera and saying, well, this is what's going on with the COVID. But as soon as they question him, he cowards down because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And I'm not saying he's a total idiot. Clearly he knows something. He's not a total moron. But, I don't have any trust for the man. I don't.
Fauci was involved in a terrible thing to humanity. He okayed research where they take, I don't know if I should mention this, but aborted fetuses, and they would take the scalp and plant it onto rats.
Mm-hmm.
For virus research.
Yeah.
He's involved with stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I understand that
that to me, it's not right, man. How can we trust this guy?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is that I understand they have to do certain tests in a laboratory, which we probably would never want to know about, but the way I look at it is like, when you remember these viruses came out, there was no testing, hardly any testing. And then they came out with it quickly. And then they said, remember before they actually gave this BS about, it's FDA approved. No, it was not. And to this day, it's not FDA approved. None of them. They're still trying to FDA approve these things. So people are just, willfully taking it. Listen, I'm not. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? And now they're trying to, put mandates on it. You can't go into buildings unless you got the... That's fine. That's fine. You lost my business. I don't have a problem with it. I'll get, I'll have them Uber my food over. I don't give a shit.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't give a crap.
From home for a year and a half, I'm fine.
I'm so hurt.
They're now going to pay you guys $100. Did you see, Chris, for every vaccine you get?
Oh, heck. I mean, in this state here, they were offering, you can get 1.5 million. This is no bullshit. There was a F-150 pickup truck you could win. You were put in a lotto. So if you got it, they picked out names. They add everything from local games here. You can get the season ticket for it. You can win this, that, and the other, up to $1.5 million if you got that. Why are they pushing this so darn much? Think about this. I've never seen, in the time I've been alive, ever seen this.
Yes.
There's got to be something wrong that they're doing anything they can to, please get it. Just get it. Well, listen, offer your money, anything. Why? What is the deal? They don't even do this to the flu every darn year.
This equation has four factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
I don't get it.
I know. Chris, are we getting back to Mars?
Yes.
What have we got to talk about next?
Let's see. Noodles, consider this. He says, a Chilean Air Force vid came out of an invisible UFO adding hot gases to our atmosphere slowly. So was that an alien virus being introduced? Let's not blame Bill Gates and Tony. True. Yeah, I mean, think about it. And that's another thing, too. If we were to talk about UFOs, if they really wanted to kill off this planet, could they not just do that?
Oh, yes, easily. I'm sure.
Why not? You don't have to bomb anything. other than just, well, we'll just go ahead and kill off these life forms on this planet. We know that they're intolerant to certain things. And it's kind of the same thing. We can segue right into these UFOs. It's funny how everything they don't do, our instruments try to pick up engine signatures. Like, in other words, they pick up all kinds of technology. So they want to see like a field around it. They can't register the heat signature of this thing. No propulsion. And funny enough, these UFOs are made to basically dodge our equipment. This is what makes me believe that these are ours. Now, I'm not saying all of them are, but that's what, as far as the tic-tac, things like that.
Oh, yes. Look, yeah, I'm sure. Look, if you are developing the detection equipment, you know exactly how to bypass it.
Yeah.
There's ways.
Well, I mean, just build something to it. It's kind of like I said earlier.
Like radio jamming. It's easy.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said about the company that makes, the same company that makes radar detectors, makes the police speed guns, the speed guns for the police departments. So, think about it. They're playing both sides of the field, and
yes.
it makes sense. So, what do? Okay, the guns can pick up a certain car or whatever. Wait a minute. We know exactly how to read that gun that's out there. This guy's holding. Tells you to slow down. Okay. You know, come on. So, if I'm going to build a UFO, I'm going to make sure it's invisible to the equipment, and I know what our equipment and our military is capable of. So I'm going to turn around and build something that can't be seen or like check through different sensors.
Yes, it's like the military-industrial complex. They sell weapons to the two countries are at war, and they'll sell weapons to both of them. It's what about the money, man?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's about big bucks. Always has been.
You create the problem, you provide the solution. That's it. That's how they work.
Let's see. Raquel Gelsum says Gates is another murderer. Couldn't agree less than that. Definitely.
Chris, I've got so much to talk about, but I'm scared we're going to get banned off of YouTube.
Oh, yeah, we could go on and on, couldn't we? And we were talking about this, kind of like, oh, yeah, we could get into all kinds of subjects, but, yeah.
We'll get deplatformed.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, this is stuff that's real world, and, you know, people need to know. I mean, I'm learning something new every day. You know what I mean? But I think that it's stuff we should know. I don't think, you know, I think it's talk among, this is people around the world here. So, and in fact, somebody was just saying, where was it? Okay. Phil Cox, said, I have never done anything that the UK government has said. None of the rules are lawful. I have never been challenged on anything. Let me see. Elaine Millard says...
I'm going to stop smoking. Okay, John. I'll stop smoking.
Elaine Millard says, Senator Ron Paul, in fact, I was just watching a video about him too, asked Fakey, instead of Fauci, if he had ever seen spike protein S1 before. Fauci stalled, waved some papers around, and demanded to know which particular research do you mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He did that to another senator when he got cornered. Absolutely right. The guy's, listen, he's either being paid, he's probably making big bank off this virus, and he's just like, I'll tell the people whatever. What do you want me to tell them, President? What do you want me to say? I'll be your puppet, and just grease my palm. Let me see. Josh D said, sadly in Holland, what you and Jean say is considered conspiracy and forbidden and prosecuted, really. Damn, that ain't good.
Chris, our company actually monitors our social media, and if we say anything that they don't like, they actually take disciplinary action against us. Some people have been fired.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
For spreading what they call disinformation.
Well, I mean...
That's how far it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is like, it's different. It's... Oh, let me see. I just said, okay. Okay. Let me shut that off so I don't ding again. Just came through the speakers on my Bluetooth. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I was rocking out earlier, listening to some Ozzy Osbourne, all kinds of crazy stuff. But anyway, so we were just talking about what Josh D put, and then you were just saying what? Sorry about that. Let me see. Let me move this. Okay, there we go.
I see we're both wearing blue shirts.
Yeah.
Who says, I want a blue shirt? Who said that now?
Aaron like
Someone
Flynn.
said
I like
Someone
you put
says
that.
also want, oh, it was John that says, can I also have a blue shirt?
Yeah, the blue collar workers. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it was just weird because I said, well, let me just throw the shirt on, and then I was talking to Jean before the before we got on here, and I was like, oh, check him out, he's got the shirt on too. I said, look at this crap.
I just want to take off my jacket, Chris.
Yeah, it looks like that cafeteria is a little warm there. You might want to take that off.
It is. Things are warming up here in South Africa.
I don't know.
Okay. So what are we going to look at? Have you got stuff lined up, Chris?
Absolutely not. I don't. Actually, because I went on to, I just put the video on this morning. I was actually had like a real tough week as far as working, and I was like, I got to at least squeeze this one video out. So I ended up doing it yesterday and finished it up editing this morning and put it out there. And I like the idea of people coming more and more forward with UFOs. I don't want to try to cover other UFOs that like really creep into the kind of just BS category. I don't want to do that. I was going to save that weird one where it showed now. Here's another one here. This one's pretty cool. See if I can find this. TMZ to air special on UFOs and Pentagon's proof. And I was going, TMZ? Why the heck would they do that? But let me show you this. This is pretty interesting.
We're talking about something that people are seeing. It's odd. A new and unprecedented U.S. intelligence report offers no explanation for what it calls unidentified aerial phenomena and stops short of ruling out alien life. Oh, yes, we're talking aliens. TMZ investigates UFOs, the Pentagon proof as well. We get details from executive producer Harvey Levin. Harvey, good morning. I mean, U.S. military pilots are talking about this. It's clear they've seen some things.
Oh, they have seen some things, but not
Chris?
just them. But
Yeah.
a lot of people have seen these things. So look, the Pentagon looked at 144 incidents.
In about 10 minutes on my side, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to take a body break, man. And it's already like 20-1 now on this side.
I was going to say, yeah. Okay.
Cool, man.
All right, let me just run
Thanks.
this here.
All but one, they have no idea. They say there are 5 possibilities. They say it could be U.S. technology, foreign adversaries, natural phenomenon, airborne clutter, or other. So what we do in the show is we look at each of those one by one with a Harvard scientist, with former Pentagon officials, Navy pilots, U.S. senators, and others. And I will tell you, they knock a bunch of those off the table. Lauren, this is not human technology.
This
that
guy
we're
looks like
talking about.
Homer.
Human
I swear to
beings
God, just seen your
have never
comment.
been able to produce an object that can go from 80,000 feet to sea level in a second and a
That's
half,
lens flare.
breaking
Look how
the sound
explosive.
barrier without a sonic boom, flying without wings, a propulsion system.
You can even
exhaust,
see the reflection
anything
of
like
it
that.
up above it.
We don't
I
make
know.
Lens flare
and
stuff,
so
crap.
when you
That's a
listen to
balloon.
this and
A
you
Batman
because this
balloon.
isn't where we
Goof
start
on,
with a premise. This is where we
soundbite
look at
looks
the
exactly the
options.
same.
And I think a lot of people are going to say that what we're left with is other. And then the
That
question
looks like
is,
a
what
rubbish
is
bag.
other? And I think that's where this report ends and the serious study needs to begin.
What I love is the idea is people are getting more and more on board with this. And that's what it's all about to me. You know, whether it's a bunch of crap or, let me get this back here. Oh,
At least we're getting the time of day now.
yeah, I mean, and I think more and more needs to come back. I mean, they need to do more drilling on this. But stop with the, oh my God, they're a threat thing. when I can almost guarantee, let's say it's in another country of ours. Let's just say for argument's sake, it's not us, meaning the United States, it's some other country. You don't think that they wouldn't be spying on these countries and seeing, wait a minute, it just came from that mountain, or it just came from China, or it just came from Russia. You're telling me they can't figure this out? Come on. They got to know whose this spacecraft is. I don't buy that for a minute. The technology we have today, I don't believe that.
Okay, I'll admit the truth. These are all South African.
Oh. See, now, about time you let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris.
The truth comes out, guys, see? Oh, my God, that's too funny. Well, I mean... oh, my God.
That's the last country you'd expect to see something that...
You go, the truth comes out. We know. He's got the inside information.
Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. We're behind it all.
Yeah, maybe all right. Well, I mean, the way I look at it is like I'm hoping that there's more real information out there and not this constant threat kind of threatening message that we're getting constantly, because the public is getting set up to be, oh, my God, what happens if they're going to... Now, I don't know if anybody, has anybody, even in the chat room, have heard anybody going, I'm deathly afraid of this stuff they keep talking about on TV? No! Everybody goes, that's cool. Nobody gives a shit. Have you heard anybody talk about that? And if you did, were they unfair? No. Nobody cares.
I see Mimi React says they are German. Yeah, these are, what are they
Jawohl,
called?
Herr Kapitän.
Anabu craft powered by the Vril.
Yep. Well, here's the thing. I mean, they go way back in the day, right? When they were talking about the Hanabu 1 and 2. They were talking about all these crafts and the bell that they had made. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's getting to the point where I laugh at these things when I see them on TV now. They're actually laughable.
It says District 9 is a great movie.
It is.
Yeah, that was made by a South African.
I like what this guy Neil put on there. Neil Everett put, if you ate my missus cooking, you go from 0 to 80 kilometers feet in 2 seconds. Oh my God! Oh, that's good. I like that. Oh my God, that is too good.
Anyways, Chris, it's getting close to knocking off time for me.
Yes, I know.
20 to 1 in the morning.
Man, already.
And yeah, man, I've got things to do. No, I'm joking.
He's gonna go to sleep. Don't let him kid you guys. he's like I'm old. I gotta go to sleep. But I feel you. I mean, I was like busy all week, and I know you. Like you said, you're doing work from home now, right? As opposed to actually going there, because you said you get the shutdown in your country, right?
Still full on. Yes.
Really? Now, has it ever stopped, or is that like you had an intermitting time where you didn't have to, right?
We got to level 1 lockdown, but we had strict curfews.
Mm-hmm.
The masks were still mandatory, and they still are, as well as social distancing, washing of hands. It's the same. The only difference is now we're in level 3 again.
Jesus.
And our curfew hours are a little stricter. And they also want to bring in, you must be vaccinated before you're allowed in a restaurant or into a shop.
Yeah, they're doing that in New York City as well.
But our unions are threatening the ANC government at the moment. They say if you bring it in, there's going to be big trouble. Because the unions in this country own the taxi operators. And in South Africa, there's a big taxi industry because there's no public transport, or a very poor public transport. And what these guys do, our taxi drivers are extremely violent. And they'll shoot you for no reason. Mm-hmm. And these guys have got AK-47s. It's legacy of the past, they got all these weapons from Russia and Cuba. But I don't want to go into politics because we'll get deplatformed.
Yeah, that's not good.
But there's stockpiles of these weapons in this country, and Kusatu, who's the main union leader in this country, has threatened the ANC and said, nope, you cannot mandate it. So we're going to see what happens.
Well, I
You're
mean,
gonna
it's
see what
it's happening here too. Like I said, I mean, it's getting to the point where now it's mandated that you have to wear a mask again. It's coming up. If you don't have the Vax card, you can't come into our restaurant. At least New York City's, and I think other people are starting to do this too. Am I right or wrong, guys? Other countries and other states are starting to do this as well. And I go, that's fine. Listen, I'll just, like I said, I'll have my stuff brought over here. Call a Uber, come bring my stuff here or whatever. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. And in fact, it'll save me money. I think we were talking about this before the getting on here. I was like, I don't have a problem. I'll save money. I'll buy my own food and just eat at home. I don't have to worry about going out to eat. Save myself some bread. But, yeah, like if you want to bow out, go ahead and do so, sir. And
That was awesome, Chris.
yes, as always, it's good to have you in there. And like I said, next time we'll have you on there, you can bring in some more awesome stuff. And like I said, if you guys are not familiar with Jean Ward, go to his channel. And like I said, it is called Jean Ward. And just go to his channel and subscribe to it. Hit the notification bell, because those are awesome. Because if you don't, you won't get notified of any new videos. And just make sure you do that. And I think you'd be happy you did, because he shows a lot of cool stuff. We show it on the ground. He shows it more satellite. So it's awesome. Anyway, Jean, good seeing you. Have yourself a good,
That was
good
excellent.
weekend.
Thank you, Chris, for providing this platform.
Yeah, well, we try to,
And,
like, I wanted to get on there sooner, but because, like you said, we had difficulties. Well, you had difficulty on your end, and like I said, we almost didn't make it this today. But it worked out well. Everything worked out well, so
Yes,
we're good.
it did.
So anyway,
Yeah.
like I said, everybody say, bye, Jean.
Good night, everybody.
Good having you in there as
See you in the
always.
next video.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon, and keep up the good videos, all right?
Thanks, Chris.
All right, we'll see you later.
Let me see. Cheers, man. Let me just see if I can quit.
Yeah,
I
just hit the
can't
hang up
quit.
button.
Oh, there we go. Bye.
See ya.